Cops' puzzling response to shoplifters. Leave store owner dumbfounded. When a pair of holiday shoppers were caught stealing at a Somerset, Massachusetts Stop and Shop, they had no idea what their fate was going to be. Fines? Jail time? An embarrassing slap on the wrist? When the store clerk called the police, the shoplifters thought they were done for, but the actual response left the store owner dumbfounded. It happened at a Stop and Shop supermarket in Somerset, Massachusetts, just 5 days before Christmas in 2020. That night, 2 women entered with the intent to make Christmas happen for their families, no matter what the cost. Instead of scanning all their items at self-checkout, the women began placing some in bags without scanning, stealing in other words. They almost got away with it until they were caught and sent to a loss prevention associate. The women tried to explain what they were doing, but the loss prevention associate didn't listen. All the associate saw was 2 women stealing merchandise, so he did what he was trained for and immediately called the police. Minutes later, Officer Matthew Lima responded. Officer Lima showed up to find that 2 women accused of stealing weren't alone. With them were 2 young children. Officer Lima soon discovered that the women couldn't contest the theft charges, even if they wanted to, because their receipt showed several missing items. Unlike the loss prevention associate, Officer Lima refused to jump to conclusions. Instead, he took the 2 women aside and offered them a chance to explain themselves. He had no idea what he was about to hear and how it would permanently alter his perspective. "The woman I talked to," she explained, "she was working," Officer Lima said. But the mother of the children was not working and had some other family issues going on, and that what she had taken was Christmas dinner for the kids. Officer Lima knew the struggle of making ends meet, and it helped him make the right decision in the moment. "I have 2 girls myself, similar in age to the 2 girls that were there, so it kind of struck me a little bit," he said. After taking a peek at their cart, Officer Lima saw that most of their items were simply groceries, no electronics or expensive items in sight. Just 2 mothers trying to feed their family during the holidays. He found himself feeling compassion for them, even if the store itself did not. Though Officer Lima still hadn't decided whether he was going to arrest the women or not, that branch of Stop and Shop banned them for life. Under no circumstances were they allowed to ever shop there again. But Officer Lima had an idea. He'd been called to neutralize the situation, but Officer Lima couldn't justify turning these hungry women into criminals. How would that neutralize anything? With this in mind, Lima made a decision that would end up being nothing short of a Christmas miracle. Obviously, this family was in need, and I can't imagine having to make the decision to go to Stop and Shop and just only pay for what I can afford. Or do I go there and try to take things for Christmas dinner for the kids? Officer Lima's head spun just thinking about it. So instead of pressing criminal charges, Officer Lima gifted the women a $250 gift card. That way, they could visit any other Stop and Shop and ensure full pantries for the holidays. Though this meant putting his own job on the line, the family's reactions to Lima's deed made it worth it. Officer Lima said the women were shocked and thankful. "I'm sure a lot of people in that same situation would be thinking that there was going to be a different outcome and maybe they would be arrested or have to go to court," he continued. It's actually Lima who feared getting into trouble. Lima knew it was his job to enforce the law, but he couldn't help but think of the countless other families struggling to survive. After all, other versions of this story happen every day. In fact, over 50 million Americans are likely to experience food insecurity by the end of 2020, according to Feeding America. On top of already unequal access to food and resources, the coronavirus pandemic has made it even harder for families to keep food on the table, leaving almost 17 million children hungry. You may think food banks should solve this problem, but as Lima knew, they're not always the best option. Food banks attempt to fix the situation, but they're more like a Band-Aid. Not only does charity food constantly run out, but the food is never very fresh or nutritious. Millions of Americans find themselves looking elsewhere for nutrition. Luckily, public servants like Officer Lima are sometimes there to help, even at their own risk. Technically, Officer Lima broke protocol by not charging these women with theft. It wouldn't have been unreasonable for Lima's boss to suspend him, or worse. In the end, though, while the store clerk may have been annoyed, Lima's police chief felt otherwise. George McNeil, Somerset's police chief, said he was proud of Officer Lima for making the right decision. "I would like to personally commend Officer Lima for his actions," McNeil said in a statement. According to the chief, Lima's actions exemplify what it means to protect and serve. When faced with a difficult situation in which a family was trying to provide a meal for their kids, he made the generous decision to not press charges and instead ensured that they would have a Christmas dinner they could enjoy, McNeil said. With that, he called Lima with the good news. When Officer Lima put on his badge the next morning, he wasn't thinking about which poor soul he was going to book into prison. Instead, he rethought his duty and chose to help his community when they needed it most. Now that's what we call public service.